The Mazda 3 has long been one of our favorite small cars to drive. It's agile, it's practical, it's economical, it's even affordable. But what if you're an enthusiast that craves some more power? Well, then you might be interested in the Mazdaspeed3. Now, if you take a look at the outside of the Mazdaspeed3, it has all the trappings of a sports car. It has a hood scoop, it has big wheels and tires, and it has a spoiler in the back. But no doubt, the most important addition is the turbocharger. This car is fast. It does 0 to 60 in just a little bit over 6 seconds. Power, it comes quick and easy. It doesn't really matter what gear you're in. There's basically no turbo lag. The manual shifter, it's a whole lot of fun to use. Short, accurate shifts. Don't look for an automatic. There isn't even one available. But there's a downside to all that power, and it's torque steer. The steering wheel squirms when you step on the throttle, especially in the lower gears. That's what you get when you're trying to put all this power through the front wheels. And the Mazdaspeed3 doesn't do a great job at controlling that torque steer. Another bummer, you need to use premium fuel, but you get pretty good fuel economy given all the power that's on tap here. Now, other than the torque steer, the Mazdaspeed3 actually handles pretty well. The steering in the corners, it's agile, it's responsive, the car stays flat, and there's lots of grip. The car's a lot of fun to drive. Another plus, braking performance is excellent. One thing to keep in mind though, the Mazdaspeed3 comes only with summer high performance tires. If you live where it gets cold, or especially if it snows, you're going to need a set of winter tires. Unfortunately, the ride and noise of the Mazdaspeed3 make it hard to live with. In a word, the ride is rough. It's stiff, there's constant impacts, there's not much isolation. Occupants really take a pummeling. It doesn't even get that much better on the highway. Those highway trips are going to wear you down because the Mazdaspeed3, well, it's pretty loud inside. There's constant road noise, lots of exhaust noise and engine noise. It all gets kind of old after a while. It's a shame the ride and noise of the Mazdaspeed3 are so annoying because otherwise the interior is a pretty nice place to be. There's a soft touch dashboard, everything fits together well. For a small car, there's lots of room inside for tall and short drivers alike. There's a tilt and telescope steering wheel. One thing to note though, the console's a bit wide, cutting into knee room a bit. The controls are pretty simple. Climate, radio's up high, but the layout of the knobs on the radio, well, they can make it a bit confusing at first. The biggest annoyance, this old-fashioned push-button key release. Most stick-shift cars nowadays do without it. The front sport seats are aggressively bolstered. They do a great job of holding you in place in the corners. One thing though, a few drivers noted that their shoulder blades could get pinched a bit. The back seat is tight for 2 adults, but 2 will fit. Don't try to fit 3 back here. After all, the seat is best shaped for 2. The Mazdaspeed3 comes only as a hatchback, but that's okay with us. It means you get a roomy and versatile cargo area. So the Mazdaspeed3 handles pretty well, and it has plenty of power, but an enthusiast doesn't live by power alone. We're disappointed that this time around, day-to-day livability and refinement took something of a back seat.